In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on May 20th, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Cincinnati Reds versus Toronto Blue Jays. The Cincinnati Reds will meet the Toronto Blue Jays for the opener of a 3-game series at Rogers Center on Friday night. Cincinnati enters with the worst record in baseball at 11-26, but is coming off a 2-game sweep of the Cleveland Guardians, capped by a 4-2 win on Thursday as an underdog. Toronto took 2 of 3 from the Seattle Mariners, missing out on a chance for a sweep with a 5-1 loss on Wednesday as a big favorite, falling to 20-18 on the year. This is the first meeting between these teams since 2017, when the Blue Jays swept the Reds in 3 games at home. The Blue Jays are coming off of a badly needed series win over the Mariners this week after dropping their prior 4 series. Despite going 5-10 in their last 15 games, Toronto is still 2 games above .500 thanks to a hot start to the season. The Blue Jays pitching staff has had bright spots, but it appears that Toronto will be successful this season based on their lineup production. A lineup that has George Springer, Bo Bichette, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., and Teoscar Hernandez and Matt Chapman for good measure, is a lineup that is strong enough to carry their team's success. The Blue Jays need to turn things around and should bring a little extra jam into this series as a good chance to string together some wins. Hyun-Jin Ryu will get the start for the Blue Jays. Ryu missed about a month with a forearm issue and returned last week to throw 4.2 innings and allow 1 run against Tampa. He was on a pitch count and was pulled after 71 pitches despite a good outing. Indications are that he will be stretched a little more, and there aren't many better teams to break in form against than Cincinnati. Although the Reds have had a good recent stretch by 2022 Reds standards, they still have too low of a ceiling to feel confident taking them against a team like the Blue Jays. So the Toronto Blue Jays money line is our full game side pick. The firepower in the Blue Jays lineup has been touched on. Although they haven't yet produced at a level as high as their ceiling, pitchers still have to be very careful with this Blue Jays lineup. Luis Castillo will get the start for Cincinnati. Castillo made his season debut last week and has allowed 6 earned runs in 9.2 innings across his 2 starts. He is a bit vulnerable as he tries to find his form. Over the Reds' decent current stretch of 12 games, they have scored 5.91 runs per game, which was more front-loaded in that span. Regardless, they are producing more now than in their embarrassing first month. With Ryu also working on finding his form, the door will be open to put up a few runs on him as well. Toronto's numbers at the plate are hurt by playing the most difficult schedule of any team in baseball so far, with almost a quarter of their games so far coming against the brutal New York Yankees pitching staff. And the Blue Jays are too talented to hit this poorly forever. Castillo probably won't go deep in the game even if he looks better this time given the shoulder trouble. And while a couple of decent options are emerging in the Reds bullpen, it doesn't feature a lot of depth. The bullpen figured to be the biggest weakness for the Blue Jays, and it ranks in the bottom 10 of ERA with a few of the best options from last year regressing. Toronto will start hitting better against baseball's worst pitching staff, and the Reds have been scoring a healthy amount of runs lately. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Seattle Mariners versus Boston Red Sox. A pair of American League teams looking for positive momentum as the season nears the quarter pole continue a weekend set in the shadow of the Green Monster. The Seattle Mariners are on the road as they make the trip to face the Boston Red Sox in the second game of a 4-game set Friday night. Seattle won the final game of their 3-game stop north of the border as they dropped the Blue Jays 5-1 Wednesday night to avoid a sweep. Boston shut down Houston 5-1 at home in the rubber game of their early week series. The Mariners are 16-6 in their last 22 Friday games and 4-10 in their last 14 road games. Seattle is 6-15 in their last 21 overall. Meanwhile, the Sox are 1-8 in their last 9 in Game 2 of a series and 2-6 in their last 8 as a favorite. Boston is 23-10 in their last 33 Friday games. Boston will be full of confidence when facing Seattle at home in this 4-game series after defeating the American League West leading Houston Astros in 2 of 3 games earlier this week. Seattle has struggled on the road, losing 10 of the last 14 away from home, and overall the Mariners have lost 15 of the last of 21. When playing head-to-head, Seattle has lost 7 of the last 10 versus Boston and 42 of the last 61 when playing at Fenway Park. Seattle starting pitcher Robbie Ray is coming off one of his worst starts of the season after allowing 5 runs and 5 hits in 6 innings. Seattle won the game against the New York Mets, but Ray did not take part in the decision. Ray has had some issues in his last 3 starts. He has had one solid outing versus Philadelphia in that span, but the other 2 haven't gone so well. Ray has 12.2 innings with 9 earned on 12 hits and 4 walks in that pair. In the Thursday game, Boston had a rough start but quickly got back into the game. I like the Sox offense to respond well here also. Should be another fun matchup. The Boston Red Sox money line is our full game side pick. Seattle starting pitcher Robbie Ray, who is the reigning American League Cy Young winner, is off to a poor start and has a 4.63 ERA. The total has finished over in each of Ray's last 2 starts. The total has finished over in 16 of the last 21 games played between Seattle and Boston and in 6 of the last 7 that the Mariners have played at Fenway Park. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Detroit Tigers versus Cleveland Guardians. We will have some American League Central Baseball on Friday evening as the Detroit Tigers will take on the Cleveland Guardians in the first game of a 3-game set. The Tigers will have southpaw Tarek Skubal on the mound and is coming off a win over the Baltimore Orioles where he threw 6 shutout innings and allowed 3 hits with 2 walks and a season-high 11 strikeouts. The Guardians are sending righty Aaron Civale to pitch and he is coming off a loss against the Minnesota Twins as he threw 4.2 innings while allowing 6 runs on 7 hits with 2 walks and 5 strikeouts. The Tigers are 3-12 in their last 15 road games and 7-18 in their last 25 overall. The Guardians are 7-3 in their last 10 home games and 1-5 in their last 6 overall. The under is 38 to 16-2 in Tigers' last 56 overall. The over is 9-4 in Guardians' last 13 overall. The Tigers are 13-41 in the last 54 meetings in Cleveland and 18-61 in the last 79 meetings. The Tigers are last in the American League Central. That is obviously not where they were expected to be, but especially so because Chicago has struggled and Detroit looked like the team most able to make a move up. They have simply just not hit this season. They have scored 2 runs combined in back-to-back losses to the Rays and are averaging a meager 2.76 runs per game. 1B Miguel Cabrera has been carrying the offense, leading the team in RBI. Cleveland has lost their last 3 games, so they are hoping the struggling Tigers can get them back on track. With 3B Jose Ramirez and OF Josh Naylor leading the way, this is a top 10 offense right now. This is the first time these teams have met this season, so it will be an interesting measuring stick for both. As long as Cleveland keeps hitting, they can compete because their pitching can be better. Righty Casey Mize got all the pub as a prospect, but Tarek Skubal may be passing him as major leaguer. He has pitched 13 shutout innings over his last couple of starts and struck out 11 Orioles the last time he took the hill. Meanwhile, the Guardians' Aaron Civale has really struggled this season. In half of his 6 starts, he has given up at least 6 ER, so his numbers are not skewed by one bad outing and some early season sample size. He has pitched more than 5 innings just once all season. The Detroit Tigers aren't a team you should be thrilled to back, but they have a clear edge on the mound here. Tarek Skubal has allowed 12 hits and 2 runs in his last 19 innings with 25 strikeouts. Aaron Civale has allowed 13 hits and 10 runs in his last 10.1 innings. And he's allowing a .330 batting average on the season. The Tigers have offensive issues, but with a massive advantage with the starting pitching. They have the clear edge here. I really like Skubal, but I guess the markets do too, given that the Tigers are pick'em on the road with the worst offense in the game and no momentum for this game. I would rather back a strong pitcher and see what happens than one who is really struggling like Civale. Skubal is not likely to get all the outs, but he can get enough for us to get a win. So the Detroit Tigers money line is our full game side pick. The Tigers are 1-3 over-under record in his road starts this season, and my vision of the game is that Civale opens the door just a little for the Detroit Bats to have some success. They are not going to light him up the way that some recent opponents have. They just don't have the lineup to do so. Cleveland has been an over team this season, but I am still not buying into it. This lineup is due to regress, and a hot pitcher is just the situation for that to happen against. I do feel like backing Skubal and Detroit correlates well with the under. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.